sheep farmer would eat a lot of sheep, and a beef farmer would eat a lot of beef, and a fisherman would eat a lot of snapper. We eat a lot of oysters.
Travelled overseas working on a trout farm near London, and then a scallop farm up in Scotland on a little island off the Isle of Skye. Came back to New Zealand thinking I would be able to farm scallops, but the government wasn't very keen on it. We have a good wild scallop fishery, so farming scallops was not. Slowly built it up from there. I had 12 years of it on my own, and then Lisa appeared and helped us immensely to look at the local market. We're very close to a large local market in Auckland, because I felt that it was a really non-intrusive way of farming. I knew in New Zealand it had a very good reputation for quality. The water around New Zealand is beautiful, it's clean, it's also very well looked after as far as we keep a check on it really well. We do a lot of water testing in our harbour, and all around the countryside there's coordinated testing. We go out almost in every weather. Yesterday we drove down the road and turned around. Some days are really hard and some days are not so hard. Life revolves around the tide. We can only work on the oyster farms at low tide because they are a rock oyster and they live at about half tide level. So every day they come in and out of the water, and we have to go out there when the tide is out. Depending on the tide, out, say in the morning we'll spend 3 to 4 hours on the water, on the barge. We wear trout fishing waders, neoprene waders, and when we get to the farm we climb off the barge and walk around in the mud. The farms are made by putting posts into the mud, and then we put wooden rails along the top of those. We grow our oysters on wooden sticks across the top of those rails. So it looks a little bit like a train track. Philosophy is that the oysters should only be sold when they're fresh and straight out of the water. Because we're a very small company, we're very flexible. One strength is that we have utilised our younger members of the family to help us with the marketing side of things. So their ability to deal with modern IT situations and social media and all these sorts of things that are becoming important, especially in the small growing.
Yeah.
None of them like oysters. These are Pacific oysters that came to New Zealand about 35 years ago. The parts for our Auckland Harbour Bridge from Japan instead.
Look at that oyster, that's a good looking oyster. This oyster's good because it's fat and it fills up its shell, and it's quite deep as well. I like them smaller and deeper, but some people like them big. It's, it just depends. Freshness, as far as freshness is concerned, these oysters are shut. If it's a gaping oyster, then I'd probably be a bit wary. And you can kind of bang them, and they feel heavy and solid and full, so you know that they're right. If they made a hollow sound, then I would probably not open that oyster.
Live sea animal, but it lives out of the water for half of its time, so it has to have a very good seal. I mean, it has, under here, it's got gills, just like a fish. And that's what it uses to get oxygen, and it also uses it to pump seawater through it, and it has little hairs on there to pull in food, algae and the odd little zooplankton. You can pump about 18 litres of water an hour, which is quite a lot for a little fellow like this, isn't it? In the wintertime they build up fat on the outside of them and also in the gills. The gills have a nice creamy colour, and then come close to our summer they turn that fat into gonad, into eggs, and so the texture of the oyster changes from being meaty to being milky, sort of creamy. You can touch it on the side here and it will shrink. If you touch it up here, it should shrink back very slightly. Try that one there. You see the visible movement of it sliding down the shell there? That means that it's still alive and is fresh.
Folks, you can buy them from May till December. They're very bad and skinny and not nice in January, February and March.
Because they have spawned, they've done their reproducing.
Generally we eat them like this. The other ways that we do the fritters.
Great for breakfast.
And they're good for breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
If we were having a family breakfast, a big cooked breakfast, then we would have bacon and eggs and oyster fritters and things like that. And they're beautiful. We just do them in a simple batter.
There's only a few left. Want to try them?
Yes.
There's a possibility.
So,
That's good.
One of the things about really fresh oysters, every season at the beginning, the first one I put in my mouth, it reminds me of being a child on the rocks, spending my days in the summer or in the late winter,
Keep going.
nibbling away at oysters on the rocks. It just sort of takes me back to being a kid, those first flavours, and it really does. A really fresh oyster takes you to the ocean. It plonks you down by the sea and gives you those smells, and it's almost the smell of the seaweed and just the smell of the ocean as you first taste it.
from myfamilygoesto.